Hey guys, we're back for our final pop in for the evening. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's get into the mess, honey, because there's so much going on in these YouTube streets. And baby, we are here to go ahead and spill this damn tea. Let's get into it, shall we? Everything said in this video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. All right, let's get into it and let's go. First topic of the night, honey. Tia Kemp, honey, Tia Kemp is out here reading the people down. Hey, Grandma 504, thanks for being here, love. Sweet Essence in the building. Hello, hello. Hey, Diamond Eyes, I see you. Tia Kemp, honey, blasts Young Miami and other celebrities for not showing up to Diddy's trial. Now, y'all know that Kanye West showed up at the trial today. He showed up the other day and they made him leave, but today he went back to the trial to support Diddy. Okay. But Tia Kemp is telling the celebs, like, well, y'all were friends with Diddy when y'all were coming to them damn white parties and them damn FO parties. So why y'all ain't at the courthouse supporting him while he's going through this trial? So let's get into what she had to say. I see you guys coming in. Hey, everybody.
Young Miami, I love you. But get your ass down there to the courthouse too, city girl. So Kanye gonna be the only one that show up at the courthouse in support of his buddy. Since nobody don't want to say it, I said. All right, Khaled, get your big fat ass down there to the courthouse. Ross, get your big wide ass down there to the courthouse. French Montana, get your yellow ass down there too. Kevin Hart, get your short ass, funny ass down there to the house too. Meek Mills, get your Philly ass down there to the house too. And all them Young Miami, I love you. But get your ass down there to the house too, city girl. Young Miami, I love you. But get your ass down there to the
So she called out a list of celebrities who were really good friends or supposed to be really good friends with Diddy, but they ain't been down there to support him. All right. I always leave it to Tia Kemp, honey, to take her ass up on the internet and call somebody out and make it funny while she's doing it. Okay. So the only person who really went to the courthouse besides Diddy mama and her 1996 Easter wig and her grandkids really was Kanye, okay? But I don't even think Kanye knew his crazy ass was there because y'all know he probably took his damn medication where he flew up out that car today with that tight ass janitor shirt on, okay? Yeah, and them big ass shoes he had on. So Kanye probably didn't even know he was there because you know his ass is crazy. He wasn't on no medicine today. He was just there, all right? His body was there, but his mind was somewhere else. So we don't know. But let's move on. Shout out to Tia Kemp for calling everybody out. All right, moving on. This is not gonna be a long live, okay? Because we gonna child, it's gonna be a hit and quit it type situation, okay? Because it's the weekend, honey. It's the weekend. But thank y'all for being here. I see you, Schoolboy. Stop by. Thanks for being here, Schoolboy. All right, and everybody else, let's get into it now. This is some news and I'm kind of pissed off about it a little bit, but we got to get into it because y'all know I've been covering this case as well as other cases as well. I'm not covering the Nazaria case right now because there's no updates. I've been checking, guys, so you guys have been asking me, some of you guys have been asking me in the DMs, Real, what's going on with the Nazaria case? Well, Nazaria's case is not set to be heard until the end of the year. So there's no updates on that. They're not giving any new updates on anything as related to that. But when they do, you guys know I will go live and talk about it. But for right now, we do have some updates coming in for this Shanquella Robinson case. And I'm kind of upset to have to report this, but the family filed a $100 million lawsuit against the FBI in the court system. And the federal judge has now dismissed the lawsuit against the FBI and the State Department in Shanquella Robinson's case. Let's get into that. Breaking news, a federal judge has dismissed the lawsuit filed by the family of Shanquella Robinson, the 25-year-old Charlotte, North Carolina woman who tragically died during a group trip to Cabo San Lucas, okay, Mexico in October of 2022 against the FBI and the State Department, siding with the government in the high-profile civil suit. Now, filed by Robinson's family earlier this year, the lawsuit alleged that the U.S. government failed to investigate or intervene properly after Shanquilla was brutally beaten and left for being unalived. Now, viral video footage and online outrage fueled global demands for justice. Now, but despite public outcry, no criminal charges have been filed in the U.S. All right. This is so heartbreaking. Now, on Friday, which is today, in a new court filing, Judge Max Cogburn agreed with all 5 of the government's arguments to dismiss the suit against the FBI and the State Department after the departments argued that the United States was not the proper venue for the case. Mexico was, okay? So that means everybody got to be extradited in order for this case to get underway, all right, or be underway. Now, since that's where the incident occurred, we all know that's where Shanquilla lost her life in Cabo, Mexico, and all of her friends flew their ass back to the States and left her over there, all right, in that condition. Now, however, the judge has not yet ruled on whether to dismiss the family's wrongful death and negligence claims against the Cabo Six. Now, the group of so-called friends who traveled with Shanquilla. Now, 3 of the 6 of them filed motions to dismiss them from the case. What they're trying to do is, and they're hoping that the time limit on this case would run out. But whenever you unalive somebody, there's no time limit on this. I don't know what they were thinking. One of which, Dejanay, y'all know she changed her name to Amani Green. She changed her name because, she's trying to hide under the radar. Most of the Cabo Six who were living in Charlotte have now moved to other states and other cities to avoid public scrutiny. Some of them have changed their identities because they've been getting street justice. 2 of these 6 have been getting street justice. I told you guys, and I covered it here on my channel, where they got jumped outside of a Mexican restaurant when they got recognized, and some people had some words and put the paws and the feet upon them. All right. And I don't promote violence on this channel, but street justice is always okay in a situation like this, I guess. Okay, so it's kind of heartbreaking that the U.S., they're not trying to step up and do anything, but I kind of get why they're not, because they're saying this crime was not committed on our soil. It was committed on Mexican soil. So what has to happen is that everybody involved in this case, including Dejanay, who we saw in the video, the infamous video where Shanquilla was being attacked in Cabo in their resort room, or whatever you want to call it, they have to be extradited back, and extradition does take some time. But given that this has been now some years when said incident occurred, I'm not sure why it's taking them so long, or it could be because October 2022 is when it occurred. It's giving me pause a little bit. It's making me mad because it's given that she's just this, regular schmegular black girl who they don't really want to take the time out to do what needs to be done and fill out the necessary paperwork to have said people brought to justice and extradited back to Mexico so that they can charge them with femicide, which is what Mexico charges them with whenever someone passes away at the hands of another person, like Shanquilla did on that very day of October of 2022. So this is just heartbreaking. It's like they get to one point where it looks like we're getting or gaining some traction, and then that particular piece of news just fails. It's just getting on my nerves at this point. Like, what are they going to do? The family is steady crying out. They're steady going to the news station. They're steady working with their attorneys, being crumpets on this case as well. So many elements have been put together to make sure that this case continues to be pushed and not just fade to black as related to this particular case. It's just getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves. I got excited the other day when I saw that the family was filing this $100 million lawsuit. But again, they do have to fall within the ramifications of what the law says. And the law does say that the crime did not happen on their soil, and they have to follow the proper channels to extradite said people involved and go from there. So I really wish that the U.S. would help kind of push this thing along if there's any way that they can, so that these people can be brought to justice. Whoever stood back and recorded this situation, you're just as guilty as the person who put hands on her, because everybody covered this crime. People lied about it, about what happened to her. Y'all tried to say she was drunk and that she passed out, knowing that you guys sat back and watched and or participated in this girl being physically assaulted to where her neck and back was broken, and left in a freaking hotel that she paid for everybody to be able to stay in an upscale resort destination And they pretty much was using her card, and they really did this girl wrong. They brought her luggage back, but left her body there, and came home and acted like nothing ever happened. So everyone involved in this needs to be brought to justice. Okay, they really do. I'm really tired of this damn case. But let's move on because this shit making me mad, right? I really hate talking about this stuff, but we got to give you guys the updates, child. Because let me move on because I'm about ready to windmill on somebody's ass. All right, so Tasha K has actually spoken to Yandy's side dude. Let's get into this, y'all. Y'all know Tasha K is messy as hell. She is gonna get into the mess. She is gonna get into the tea of it all. And I'm not kind of mad at you about that, Tasha, because we want to know. We want to know the ins and outs of what's going on. So if you can get in there, child, and get that information, great. Feed the streets, honey. Bleed the block, because we're gonna be sitting right here getting that damn information. Now, according to Morning Juice Box TV, Tasha K spoke to the man who claims that he's been involved with Yandy behind the scenes, or behind Mendeecees' back, rather. Now, he says that they met in Ghana and that they've been seeing each other for over the last 2 to 3 years. Now, let me catch everybody up if you're just joining my channel and you don't know what's going on. Yandy from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. You guys know that she's been with Mendeecees since forever. They have children together. A lot of people perceive them to be married, but they are not legally married. It's more so common law, if you will. But Yandy and Mendeecees, rumor is that they have this open relationship where Mendeecees have been known to be been cheating for quite some time. And now we hear that Yandy has been stepping out in this relationship that he has with this new young man has been going on for like 2 to 3 years now. So Tasha K has decided to hop in the mix and get some information that some of us may not know of. So let's get into what was said. All right.
I do Michael Aduce.
His name is Michael Aduce, child. Now, Michael Aduce has been in that doozy. All right, let's go.
Go.
I mean, we're adults. Like, I don't have to pretend.
Well, how long have you guys been sleeping together?
When I first met her, I don't even know if it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. But I remember we was in Ghana. That's when I first had ever met her. And obviously, the way I am, I knew who she was, by the way, because I watched Love and Hip Hop and stuff like that. So I knew of her, per se. So obviously, I'd seen her after a club that me and my mates had come from. I saw her on the beat. I think she was with a few of the Love and Hip Hop class, but she was with a few of them. I just approached her, to be honest, like just like that. But obviously, when I approached her, she was a bit shocked because I spoke to her and I called her name as if I knew her. So she was looking at me a bit confused, like, do I know her? And then we just got into conversation. But obviously, there were people that were with her.
I do Michael Aduce.
So Michael Aduce, honey. Michael Aduce says that he saw Yandy on the beach. He knew her from watching Love and Hip Hop. So he had been studying her, watching her. But Yandy was out of town on a cash trip, okay? And this Michael Aduce guy, this side dude, walked up to her, introduced himself, and called Yandy by name. He says Yandy kind of looked at him weird, like, who are you? How do you know my name? And why are you talking to me? And they struck up a conversation from there. Let's continue. All right. So he knew who she was.
I was being very discreet in regards to how I was moving. I wasn't moving so obvious. I think that made her quite chilled. And then we just exchanged Instagram details. What I DM'd her, actually, to be fair. She responded. And then Bob's your uncle from there. It just kicked off just like that. Before I knew it, we were talking every single day pretty much.
So he says that once he introduced himself to Yandy on the beach, they exchanged Instagrams, and he hopped in her DMs, and he said that Yandy responded, and they pretty much started talking every day since then, which then it bloomed into a relationship. So Yandy, you knew you had Mendeecees back home, so why would you entertain this young man? All right, you should have told him, I got a man. And he probably said, what your man got to do with me? And you should have said, but I got a man. Okay, now let's keep going.
She's obviously come to London to come see me. I've obviously gone there. I went to go see her in Atlanta, actually. And then obviously seen her in Ghana on 2 occasions.
Did you see her on this past occasion she was there?
So now he is saying, for those of you that can't understand what he's saying, I'm kind of trying to translate it over to you guys. He's saying that he's seen her, that Yandy asked him to come to London, and he flew him to London, and he went and saw her there. He says that he also went to Atlanta, and he saw her a few times in Atlanta as well. And he's also seen her in Ghana as well. So they've been seeing each other quite some time. I'm pretty sure quite a bit in 2-3 years. All right.
No. But the past occasion that she was there, she messaged me. What's up, babe? She messaged me to ask me if I was going to be there. But I said to her that I wasn't there this time around this year.
So this year she went out of town again, and she messaged him to see if he was going to be in town because she wanted to see him. And he told her, no, I'm not going to be there this time. Okay. So
basically telling about her. I was being very discreet in regards to how I was moving. She got some African
citizenship, yeah.
I don't even know, citizenship or something like that. She'll just explain that to me and stuff like that. To be fair, I mean, with myself and Yandy, how we, I'll say, grew up in that aspect was a decision for myself. Because for me, she's a whole, to my knowledge, she's got a whole family, to my knowledge. Obviously, I've spoken to her, and she's told me that she's not obviously officially married. Obviously, to my knowledge, she's got a family and whatnot. So it wasn't.
So according to him, he said he's spoken to Yandy, and Yandy told him, hey, she has a family, but she is not officially married. So with him hearing that, he felt, hey, I got the green light to go ahead and pursue this woman, being that she's not officially taken. She just has kids with said person who she really is supposed to be with, that she calls family, which is Mendeecees. Okay.
Did you guys use protection?
Yeah.
Why was that a stall? Either you did or you didn't. I would think you would know. Tasha is asking him, did y'all use protection? He says, yeah.
Did you guys use protection?
Yeah.
Did you guys use protection?
But that was your woman.
Okay, so y'all hear what happened, okay? Y'all hear what happened. That's the conversation that he had with Tasha K. She asked him a series of questions, and he was very open and honest about how he felt about Yandy. Obviously, he sounds like he likes Yandy, and he's been sitting back watching Yandy because he noticed her from Love and Hip Hop, but on the Cash trip, he noticed her from across the way at the beach, and he approached her and began talking to her. And Yandy, he said at first she kind of looked at him crazy, but then he kind of wore her down, and they began having an exchange in conversations. They exchanged DMs, at which Yandy reached out to him, messaged him back, and they began messaging each other, at which then they began speaking. Then Yandy started traveling and going different places, and she invited him to London, and from there they've been seeing each other. It became a sexual relationship after that, and it has continued now for 2 to 3 years. Okay, shout out to Tasha K. I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it, because y'all know once this story broke, a lot of people wanted to know a little bit more about this. I showed you guys today where this same young man that Yandy's been seeing did a post and delete message, in which the blogs picked it up. I covered it. But it's a hot mess. Like, Yandy, you're gonna have to make a decision. You can't have your cake and eat it too. As I said, Mendeecees have been known to step out and do some things, and maybe she was tired of running behind him and checking behind him and being embarrassed of several women coming out and saying that they've been with her man, and she having to defend him and look stupid in the process, because she's done that. She said several times, when women have said, hey, I was texting and talking to Mendeecees, or I was sleeping with him. And she was like, no, that was actually me with his phone. You thought you were talking to Mendeecees, but you were actually talking to me. So little stuff like that. So maybe she's tired of pretending and trying to keep things together and hold the family together, when Mendeecees obviously wants to do what he wants to do. And obviously she's doing what she wants to do, because she's inviting this man for 2 to 3 years now out to hotels, and they're being intimate, according to her assistant, who had a room directly beside Yandy and this young man who flew into London and Ghana and everywhere else, because Yandy's assistant went everywhere she went. And he did say in a live video that he heard them in the next room being intimate, and they were very loud, like he was tearing her ass up. Okay, he looked like he might put it down. I ain't mad. So Mendeecees, you have to blame yourself for that. Because Yandy, she damn sure did wait for you a very long time while your ass was doing a bid. And when you got out, you gave her your ass to kiss and was still cheating. So it is what it is. And I do not condone cheating or any of that type of behavior. But damn, okay, she ain't married to you, Mendeecees, by common law, maybe. But you ain't put no ring on that thing yet, and y'all didn't officially get married. So she's tired of your bullshit, and that's just what it is. All right. So let's stop sharing because we got some more. We got some out. All right. Shout out to I'm gonna give her credit. Shout out to Schoolboy for sending me this today because we were looking at this and I was laughing my ass off. But Mendeecees, he has kind of sort of responded to all of this stuff coming out, the news breaking that Yandy's got a new man out here, child. So he's out here, look like he's on a flight about to go somewhere to get the hell away from all of this news that's been put out about Yandy and this new man, honey. All right. Shout out again to Ice Cream Combos TV. All right. I mean, Music Box. morning Juice Box, child. Can y'all tell I'm tired? Morning Juice Box TV. I made up a whole name. Damn. Now it says that says that not Mendeecees saying that it's finna be a cold summer while bumping Huncho tomorrow. Says that yes, he's deep in his feelings now. He says that pain hitting different. Okay. So he is walking on the beach, child, in his damn feelings, and he's in a little pain, it seems. Okay, we ain't gonna play the music, but this is him, child, just out for a walk, feeling a little nostalgic with his drawers up his ass and mad as hell that Yandy pulled a you on you. You have to be careful with that, child. You have to be careful when a woman is fed up, child, and somebody else come in and swoop her up when you ain't handling your business like you need to. You can't blame nobody but yourself, okay? Yandy pulled a you on you, Mendeecees, all right? You really thought your ass was suave, Rico Suave, and just out here getting all the hoes, and you stayed thought shopping, but bitch, she turned around and pulled a you on you. She did that international stepping out on your ass. Okay, she done been to Ghana. She done gave that whop up in Ghana. She done gave that whop up in the UK. She done gave that whop up over there anywhere. Shit, it don't matter. She done been everywhere. She done been everywhere. Okay, entertaining conversation. Okay, obviously she had an attraction to him because she hit his ass right back, according to what this young man is saying. He gave her his Instagram and she hit his ass right back in the DMs, and it went on from there. So this is sad, child. This is sad, and more sad. I'll go ahead and read again to you guys the post and delete that this young man posted. Okay, Yandy Smith cheating scandal explodes as London lover publicly admits affair in now deleted post. And he says, out of respect for everyone involved, I've stayed silent as the internet did what it does. But to be clear, yes, I was involved with Yandy Smith, and it wasn't just a one-time situation. It happened over a period of time. As you guys can see, we just exposed to you guys that 2 to 3 years he and Yandy was having this fling. Now he says that I'm not here to argue, defend, or point fingers. I take responsibility for my part and am moving forward rather privately. I won't be speaking on this again. Respectfully, let's all move on. Okay, so my question is Yandy going to try to fix her situation with Mendeecees, or is she moving on with this new guy? Because 2 to 3 years, that's a long time. That's a lot of feelings involved. That's a lot of sex going on. Like, and baby, her passport got a lot of stamps on it. Okay, and her WAP got a lot of miles. I'm just saying, shit. Your WAP got a lot of miles, baby. You going from Atlanta to London, from Atlanta to Ghana. Like, that's a lot. Shit, that is a lot. So he says they wore protection. I mean, I just know after a while, when you seeing somebody, to have you guys been wearing protection for the whole 2 to 3 years, because you know the first few times when you're not too sure where it's going and you just want to have a little bit of fun, sometimes you don't wear no protection. But when you start seeing this said person quite often for 2 to 3 years, it's given that y'all might just be raw dogging that thing, okay? And Yandy, you got to be careful because you might wind up pregnant out here, and all your kids are from Mendeecees. So are you ready to take that leap into bringing a child into the world by this new guy, which that would put him in your life for the rest of your life then? So there's a lot of things to think about as this situation progresses. But hey, it is what it is. Everybody involved, they're grown, and you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. All right. There's more to this, Jesus. All right, so I pulled this. I hope it's not the same one. Let's see. Okay, so shout out again to Tasha K. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. Now, Yandy's alleged side dude is not done talking, y'all. He says that he was uncomfortable when Mendeecees called her while he was in the car. So it gives that they've been hanging out. Mendeecees called, okay? And obviously he knows who Mendeecees is because he recognized his voice when he heard him calling Yandy while he and Yandy were together. So let's get into this because Tasha K has pulled some more mess out. So Yandy's alleged side boo is spilling tea on their encounters. He alleges that Mendeecees called her on the phone while he was in the car and it made him feel uncomfortable. You know why he felt uncomfortable? Because he got feelings for Yandy. He's claimed his stake to Yandy. He feels like Yandy is his woman, but Yandy is torn in between the two, honey, like Latavia says from Destiny Child, honey. She's torn in between the two, and she don't know what the hell to do. She loves Mendeecees. She got love for Mendeecees, but he won't do her right. But then she's, really enamored with this new guy and what he's doing and whatever he's saying to her. I mean, he does have a sexy accent as well. And some other things that she has fallen in love with as well, okay? That may be shaped like a long piece of squash or a cucumber, to be exact. All right, but let's get into what it said.
We're under the impression like this was just a casual thing between you and her. Did she tell you anything about like Mendeecees and why she would decide to, I don't know, kick off things with you?
I don't think it was ever a topic of discussion. No, for some strange reason, we never really spoke on them. We were driving to, I think it was going to one of her business meeting that I was following her to. And obviously, Mendeecees called her, obviously through her phone, but it was connected to her car. He was having a full-blown conversation with her. I was sitting in the car, and I'm not going to lie, that for me was a bit, I won't say, it was a bit uncomfortable because America's not my country. I'm from the UK. I'm like, is this safe? It's like, does this make sense? What if this
He's from the streets now.
You know what I'm saying? So, but and the thing is, I know that too, but not that means anything to me because down here, I'm not, just use your imagination.
Yeah, I know about the UK.
So what he's saying is it was a bit uncomfortable. He says Mendeecees called Yandy. You know how when you get in your car, you connect your phone to your car so everyone in the car could hear the conversation between Yandy and Mendeecees. And this young man said he was very uncomfortable. He said, I'm not from Atlanta. I'm from the UK. So, hey, I'm very far from home, just in case some shit pop off. Y'all know Mendeecees is from the streets. He does have street ties. What's to say that he ain't gonna, pull up on Yandy and get violent? That's a dangerous situation that Yandy is putting this young man into, because if he's riding around in her car and Mendeecees pull up and see him in there, he could go off. He could, snap off and somebody can get hurt in this situation. So Yandy, if you're going to be seeing this guy, maybe you want to do this out of the country like you were doing, to be bringing him to Atlanta where your children are, where your family is, for somebody to recognize you, paparazzi take pictures, Mendeecees to roll up on you, and this situation could end deadly because, hey, this is a child. This could be a first 48 type situation. When people are in love and their heart is broken and they see the person that they love with somebody else or entertaining someone else or another man in the picture like that, it can get violent. It could get crazy. So this is dangerous. Let's continue.
Hey, I know how y'all get down.
Obviously, I'm not in that. That's not my country. So the same sort of accessibility I would have down there, I wouldn't have over there. So obviously for me, it's definitely very unsafe anyway. But anyway, they were speaking anyway, and obviously when they came off the phone, I kind of looked at her like, is this normal? I felt like, is this an American thing? Because that was like, I won't say it was a bit wild, but it was a bit wild for me. It was like, I'm sitting in a car, he has no clue I'm in the car, and you and him are just conversing as if it's a normal day.
In the last 6 weeks, Van Horn Law Group has confirmed 6 Chapter 11 bankruptcy cases.
Child, we don't care about that. Damn, what y'all think about that? Well, if he didn't know your ass was in the car, he know now. No wonder he walking on the beach. I don't mean to laugh. No wonder Mendeecees is walking on the beach with his head down and his hands in his pockets like, damn. I really went too far. Okay. Sometimes you can push a person to do some shit they don't want to do. And it's given that Yandy just don't give a damn no more. She obviously don't give a damn. If she is in Atlanta with this man in her damn car, knowing that it's a possibility that Mendeecees can roll up on her ass, she don't give a fuck no more. She really don't. So dude was like, yeah, Yandy was just talking to Mendeecees like I won't even sitting there. So I know that had to be uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Let's move on, guys, to this next topic, honey. Singer Neo airs out singer Keyshia Cole and talks about a time that he was going to work with her in the studio and how that situation went all the way left. Now, if you guys don't know, this is like the second person that I've heard have a negative impact when it relates to working with Keyshia Cole on music or in the studio. Now, I think I may have mentioned to you guys a little bit back where Keyshia Cole kept DMing and hitting up Chris Brown to ask him to work with him. She kept saying, hey, I want to do some work with you. I want to work with you. Let's do a song together. Da, 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 da. Each time she says that Chris Brown turned her down. Now, it could be why Neo is saying what he's saying in this particular clip. You know, she has a little attitude problem and she shows up whenever she feels like it. And yeah, the way she kind of treated Neo, who we all know is you know, he got a good penmanship when it comes to making hits. All right, so that would have been a great thing for her to maybe work with him. She writes her own stuff as well, but sometimes it's great to hear from someone else. Okay. Yeah, it's great to hear from somebody else when you're in the music business like that. But let's get into what Neo had to say, his experience with Keyshia Cole. It says, Neo was asked to reflect on a song or studio session where he could not figure things out, and he recalled his first time trying to write for Keyshia Cole. He explains why the session didn't work out. Nonetheless, he said that they've had more interactions since their first meeting and everything is good between them. So it's given that they made up, but let's get into it.
Is there a song or a session where you just didn't figure it out that you can speak on?
I mean, yeah, that happens a lot. Yeah. You know, I remember the first time I tried to write for Keyshia Cole and just couldn't figure it out. Couldn't get it right for whatever reason. Now, mind you, I don't know if something had happened before she got there, but she kind of came in the studio on 10 a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Which had already kind of rubbed me the wrong way because it's like, damn, I don't even know you. What you mad at me? Because it seemed like she was upset about something, right? So so mind you, she's introduced to me as a singer-songwriter. So we sitting down, we trying to write, you know what I'm saying? I'm understanding that she writes too. So mind you, I could have had the song done already, but I'm sitting, you know, waiting, being respectful of the fact that she writes too, right? So she walked in kind of on 10. She sits down, you know, she huffing and puffing, right?
Is there a song or a session where you just didn't figure it out that you can speak on?
I mean, yeah, that happens a lot. You know, I remember the first time I tried to write for Keyshia. About 20, 30 minutes go by. She finally turns to me and goes, what you got? Right? So I sing her what I got. She goes, yeah, that's cool. Hold on. She gets up and she leaves and she doesn't come back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. All right. Guess that's the session, guys. All right.
Listen, I'm glad you're saying that because people don't know.
No disrespect to Keyshia Cole, but that's what happened. That was our first dealing. Mind, we've had other dealings since then, but our initial dealing was that, and I'm like, okay, I guess no Keyshia Cole songs. Alrighty then.
Could have really benefited her because most of the songs that Neo writes, if not all, are #1 hits. Okay, be that as it may, he's sucky when it comes to relationships, but the nigga can write a good song. Okay, he's written for Beyonce and several artists out there, and every single song that he's written for someone else. He's written for Rihanna. Every one of those songs have gone #1. So listen, that's who you want on your team. All right, Neo, I don't like the way you in this polyamorous relationship bullshit that you're doing. But when it comes to that penmanship and your writing skills and making hits, you are all of that, sir. So we got to give you your props on that. But damn, Keyshia, you fumbled on that, sis, because we ain't really heard no hits from you since. What's the last song she had out? That was a hit. I don't even remember now. But yeah, so that's what Neo had to say. What y'all think about that? You can't burn bridges with people and just up and walk out, because he could say, hey, I don't ever in life want to work with her again. But he says, hey, they've mended that situation, and if he saw her again, he probably would, work with her again. So that's great, because some artists would be like, or writers would be like, shit, I ain't fucking with her no more after that. because time is money. I done brought my ass to the studio and I could be working on, something with somebody else, and time is money. I feel the same way. Don't have me somewhere and we've agreed to do business and you come in there with an attitude. I'm probably not gonna fool with you no more because I could be working somewhere else and getting a bag somewhere else. So shout out to Neo for that. Okay, I totally get that. Totally get that. Moving on, child. Let's get into this Diddy news, and we're gonna get out of here because it's starting to thunder and lightning, and I don't like to have my equipment and shit on when that's happening. Let's get into it. Let's go. Now, Diddy's trial, week 5, explosive testimony, power dynamics, and a push for a mistrial. Now, they've been trying to get a mistrial. Judge keeps saying, hell no. We're gonna hear all this nasty stuff your ass been doing, Diddy. I want to know when your head was behind the headboard, when you was bent over in the shower with your booty meat out. I want to know if you were teasing your nipples with clothespins across your nipples. I want to know if they were skeeting in your damn nose or whatever, because they've been doing some crazy, freaky, wild shit going on here in this damn trial, and I've been covering it, and damn it, I don't know. I'm just to the point, like, is there any stone that y'all have not turned over when it comes to Diddy and his freak level out here? So damn, Diddy, you might be the freakiest person that I know. I don't know. This nigga got some problems. I really hope that you were getting some therapy while you're behind bars, Diddy. Or maybe you don't want no therapy. Maybe you just want to be this crazy psychedelic type nigga who just be out here drugged up, okay, with shades on day and night, 5 to 7 days a week, 365 days a year, just out here high and just doing FOs and tricking girls and love bombing them into thinking that you want to be their boyfriend when really you out here, child, with booty brownies all up over every freaking hotel that you've ever stepped your foot up in. I don't know, Diddy. Let's get into what they have to say, though, okay? Because you left a lot of booty brownies around LA, New York, Miami, and anywhere that your ass have ever been and did a freak off, okay? You have. But let's get into this. Shout out to the Shade Room. Now they said week 5 of Diddy's federal trial delivered some of the most intense courtroom moments yet. So the Shade Room investigates Justin Carter and TSR, which is the Shade Room trial reporter Brianne DeVille and Sarah Tawali are here to break it all down. Let's see what they got to say.
Asked woman to allegedly have a freak off with Diddy.
But then the moments where she felt slighted by him because of his relationships with multiple women.
Blasted in court. Jane Doe saying that she was forced to have sex with up to 11 men in rotation against her will.
And sometimes it seemed like they were with it, and other times it seemed like they were not with it.
But some of the text messages that she was horny for him and wanted to get slutty and down and dirty paint a different picture.
All right, we have our reporters, our TSR reporters, Brianne DeVille and Saren Tarawali here. They've been on ground from the beginning. Ladies, catch us up on week 5. We heard a marathon testimony from Jane Doe. What did she say?
Jane Doe spoke a lot about her relationship with Diddy, the ups, the downs, the moments where he helped her with her business, giving her $20,000 to invest, but then the moments where she felt slighted by him because of his relationships with multiple women.
Wow. So, I mean, let's talk about it. She was getting $10,000 a month in rent from him. Also, it was reported, she testified that he paid for her veneers as well. So there were gifts. There was a Chanel bag, I heard, a Bottega Veneta bag as well. And so there were gifts.
Sore coochies and veneers, my Lord.
Gifts involved. There was money involved. She was getting her rent paid. And so that is what the defense said. Like, hey, listen, you were receiving these gifts. But at the same time, prosecutors were also trying to drive home the fact that he was dangling these things over her head to get her to do.
He was dangling that Tootsie Roll on somebody's head too. They ain't feel it though.
These certain sex acts. So there's kind of a divide, right?
Yeah, but it's not only just about the fact that she received them. She's actually currently still receiving some of those gifts till this day. Diddy is paying for her attorney fees, and he is also still currently paying her rent. So all of that was revealed on the stand this week.
Not after this trial, he ain't.
In very explosive testimony.
In court, have you seen Jane Doe? What is her demeanor like? We've been hearing that she's been in tears at some point. Catch us up on what it's like being in there with her.
Yeah, she's been seen on the stand very, very emotional through certain parts of her testimony, tears for sure. She's definitely had a little bit of a tug of war, especially with the defense. There were a couple instances where she couldn't really answer their questions, but she might come back with a very quick comeback, and the judge kind of had to regroup and say, "Hey, Jane, you know, if you're able, just please answer the questions." We had a couple of those instances. So I think it's quite an emotional ride, as one can imagine, to be on that stand. But again, the prosecution had one point to prove, the defense had another point to prove. So she was kind of being pulled back and forth through the emotions, whether it be sadness, crying, or even sometimes frustration and anger.
She's used to being pulled back and forth. Hell, didn't they just say she was in there with 11 men doing freak offs with 11 men back to bike? Girl, you used to being pulled.
In some cases, there was a voice note that she said, "I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not a porn star. I'm not an animal. I need a break." But in other instances, she's saying, let's get down and dirty. Let's have these nights where we can get slutty. What are you doing, baby? I'm trying to get horny for you. Or I want you to be horny for me. So these kind of text messages, I'm sure, can confuse a jury.
The last woman to allegedly have a freak off.
I'm confused too. I'm confusion, as they say. Damn. This case, Lord have mercy. I ain't never seen no mess like this. And I've been covering this damn trial since day one. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. Like, how you let a nigga tell you got to be with 11 men back to back to back? Like, are y'all crazy? It's like Diddy don't get enough. It's like Diddy don't get enough, and he keep tricking these women into thinking that they're in a relationship with him, and then he spoiled them with gifts to make them comfortable in order to do these crazy, wild, freaky freak-offs with these multiple men that he wishes that he could be with, but he's living vicariously through these women, and they dumb enough to keep staying. Well, a lot of them were saying that they were made to do it. So I feel like, like I said, Stockholm syndrome, we got to count that in there because that is a real thing. But also to be put in a situation to where you are in fear maybe of your life could be, because we saw how he can be aggressive. Diddy can be aggressive. We saw that with Cassie on the CNN video in the hotel when he assaulted her. So, several times, and Cassie was trying to get away from doing the freak off then, and he chased her down and became aggressive when she said no, got her clothes on and was trying to leave. For God's sake, she ran out of there with no damn shoes on. So it shows maybe if Diddy asked these women to have these freak offs and they said no, or they, kind of bucked against him wanting to have these because he wanted to live out his fantasy, he would probably, hey, let's not forget the pink Coquiana and all of that he was on. It heightened his anger and his aggression towards these women. So maybe they were afraid into doing whatever he asked them to do. And that's sad. That's a very sad situation. I keep saying it. This person, Diddy, you are a father of girls, several girls. So how would you feel if a man pimped your daughters out and had them in hotels, having men running through them, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 women, men running through your daughters while they were made to be in a hotel doing some things, unmentionable things that they would never want to see the light of day, and you sitting back recording somebody else's daughter doing these egregious things with strangers that you're finding on Instagram and Craigslist and all these other websites, okay, and you're making them do these things without protection. And they're asking, hey, I want protection. Let him wear protection. And you're saying, no, you don't want protection because you want to live out your fantasy of being able to see whatever you're seeing without, maybe, I don't know, maybe he's not as turned on when they're, sleeping with these girls without protection. But at the end of the day, with all these diseases going around, obviously he didn't give a fuck about them, their life, their health, nothing. Cassie talked about how she had breakouts. We've already talked about that. Breakouts in her mouth, bumps and shit like that. And he didn't give a fuck. He was like, okay, next FO, let's go. Finish strong. We read that in the testimonies the other day where he told the other girl, she said, hey, I'm tired. I don't want to do this shit no more. He said, but I got another guy coming. Finish strong. She was saying, hey, I'm sick. I gotta throw up. I feel like I gotta throw up. I'm sick. He said, choke that shit up. Finish strong. So he don't care about these girls. It's more so living out his fantasies, what he wants. So this is a sad situation. Like I said, whatever you do to somebody will be done to you, Diddy. And it's unfortunate that you now have daughters who are now of age to be sexually active. How would you feel if a man or boy treated them in the way that you treated someone else's child? Okay, because what goes around goes. It's called karma. You're gonna wring your hands and cry if somebody get their hands on them twins that look like their mama and do them the same way that you are doing somebody else's daughters. Okay, it's sad, but prayers up, child. Not for you, Diddy, but prayers up to the women who's dealing with psychological issues after this situation that they've been put in with Diddy in this damn case. This shit is sad on every level. I mean, damn. It's sad. It's very sad. Do I feel like Diddy deserves some time in jail? I do. I think he needs to sit down for a while. He's been acting a fool since the 90s. Diddy needs to sit his ass down. You've been putting your hands on women since then. All your baby mamas have experienced some type of violence from you. All the women that you dealt with have experienced some type of abuse, whether it's psychological, physical, mental, you name it. Okay. All of those scars still hurt. Okay. They do. And you carry those probably for life. Okay. Because they say the scars that you can't see are the ones that hurt the most. I'm going to say it again. The scars that you cannot see hurt the most. Psychological. When somebody get into your mind, that shit is forever. Forever. Okay, so we're going to end it on that note. Thank y'all for joining this show. I appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to tap that like button to support the video, push it into the algorithm. Tell a friend to come on over to the Kemp Show. And hey, let's have a great old time, honey. Y'all know we have the tea over here. I try to keep you guys updated on what's going on in these YouTube streets. Thank you so much to my mods, Belle Wilson, KBR Tyra, Scorpion Miss, as well as Rose Armstead and Truth TV Podcast. Again, guys, please get the word out. I sent a little message over to Sunny Days. Not that you guys have to do my dirty work for me, but if you guys see her in a chat, let her know Caramel is working on trying to reverse whatever happened with one of my mods where they mistakenly clicked on something and got her to where she can't comment in the chat. Okay, because Sunny Days is a good time in the chat. So I'm working on it, Sunny Days. If you're watching my video, love, I'm still working on it. I've not forgotten about you. I've just had a very busy day today. All right. So if nothing else, honey, thank you to all the content creators. I saw you, Schoolboy, in the house. Did we have any more? Mods, please let me know right quick. Did we have any more content creators? Thank you, Schoolboy, for stopping by, spending time in the chat. All right. I don't see any more. I'm just scrolling up a little bit. All right. But anybody else that's been in the chat that's a content creator, thank you for stopping by. You guys support each and every one of them. You know who you are. Again, Caramelians, thank y'all for the love and support as well. Let's get out of here, honey, and let's go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why they say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay.